Good morning. It is day 7 of my YouTube detox. Detox, because I'm not cutting YouTube out completely, but I have cut it way down. So I did make a 3-day update video, because I was just feeling fucking fantastic, and I wanted to share that. And I'm still feeling fucking fantastic. For 4 days in a row now, I've gone to bed early and woken up between like 6:30 and 8 a.m. And it's been awesome. Uh, One day I woke up at 8 a.m. The next day I woke up at like 6:40 something. I think 6:40 on the dot, and I was like, yeah, I'll get up. The next day I woke up at 6:30 and I was like, I want to get up at 8, so I slept another hour and a half. That was yesterday, and I was tired, so don't do that. And the reason for that is because when you go back to sleep, it's like your brain forgets the previous, at that point, 7.5 hours. No, 7 hours. And it starts recording, like, it starts overwriting that save file with the sleep you're currently getting. So my body functioned like I only got an hour and a half of sleep yesterday, because I was in either REM or deep sleep when my alarm went off. And so I didn't get to complete my sleep cycle, and so I was tired. So today I told myself, I'm gonna get up whenever I wake up. And I woke up around 7:40 something. I am pretty tired because I had broken sleep last night. I kept waking up because my living room light was on and I forgot to turn it off, and then I just didn't because I was cold. But other than that, I feel great. I have limited YouTube to 2 hours a day, unless there's extenuating circumstances, like if I'm sick or I'm injured or something like that. Or if it's a lazy day, I'll give myself 4 hours of YouTube, maybe. I haven't tested that yet because I haven't had a lazy day yet. But I have been working more consistently. I do Spark for work, so I have been working more consistently. I've made $147 in 2 days. Technically, I netted 60 because I had to buy things for the house and, save for taxes and stuff like that, so I made $60 in 2 days, which doesn't sound great, but I made 147 gross, which is great. I'm easing back into working because I do have a sensitive body and I do have sensitive mental health. So I have to be careful not to overwhelm myself and then knock myself out for 3 days and not be able to work. So I did record episode 1 of Lost Planet Extreme Condition. However, I done goofed and the game audio was too loud, so I have to re-record that, which sucks, but whatever. And what's crazy about that is a week ago, if I had done that and I messed up, I would have been so mad I wouldn't have touched the game for months. I just need to find the time to re-record it. I have a pretty busy schedule these next couple weeks. I've got a birthday party to go to today. By the time the video ends, I will be back home from that. Because I'm recording the intro, and I'm updating on the past week, and then when I get back, I'm going to update on the freshest data I have, which would be from today, day 7. One thing that I'm still struggling with is when I wake up, first thing on my mind is YouTube. I want to get on YouTube, and if I don't get on that, my phone is like, okay, then phone, get on phone. Well, this morning, one of my partners came over, and, she stayed the night last night. So we hung out this morning, listened to music, talked, stuff like that. I did other stuff. Again, I'm not being open about the spirituality stuff on YouTube yet. But I did other stuff this morning. I ate breakfast. I took my medicine on time. I fed the cats on time. I'm feeling pretty fucking fantastic. It's amazing. And it's baffling to me how much YouTube was making everything worse. Not YouTube, how much my consumption of YouTube was making everything so much worse. My overall mood is so much better. I mean, I still have my depression, my ADHD, my autism, my other issues that I'm not open about on YouTube yet. My OCD, my PTSD, about to sneeze. They're not as bad as they used to be. Like, my ADHD is, and I am taking medicine for it, which is helping a lot more now that I'm not constantly overstimulating my brain with YouTube and video games. I actually, the other day, I turned on YouTube and I think it was before bed or maybe it was in the morning, I can't remember. And this is why I'm doing 2 separate recordings today, is because I have horrible memory, which I think my consumption of YouTube contributed to, but is not the cause of it, because I did hit my head a lot when I was a kid, so there's that. And then, ADHD, that's kind of one of the symptoms, I guess. of ADHD is poor memory. I did at one point turn on YouTube and I was watching the video and my brain actually got bored of it. It was like, no, I don't want to watch this. I want to do something else. And I was like, fuck yeah, okay, turn it off. What do you want to do? I don't know. Well, fuck. So I figured out something to do. In the past 7 days, I have cleaned my house about 6 times, and that was in the first 3 days. I have been trying to pace myself and slow down so I don't wear myself out because I have a bad back, I have sciatica, or well, it acts up sometimes. I have bad hips. I actually have a bone lesion on one of my hips. I have bad shoulders, because I was born a woman. You know, I've got all these limits that I'm trying to keep in check so I don't wear myself out. So I'm not down for several days. I am going to do a little bit of cleaning today. I'm going to wash dishes, I'm going to sweep the floor, and I'm going to clean the litter box. And that is all I am allowing myself to do. Actually, I'm going to clean the toilet too, because I have very mineral heavy water, and the toilet looks like someone just shit in my toilet and didn't clean it up. So, but other than those few things, that's all I'm going to do as far as cleaning today. I'm going to try to spark today, but I do have a headache, so I'm waiting for that to go away. And then, like I said, I have my mother's birthday party later today. I still have plenty of time. It's 10 o'clock right now. So I have about 5 hours, I think. Yeah, 5 hours to do what I need to do. If my headache goes away, I can go out there and do one run for like $20. Boom, 20 extra dollars right there. Well, $20 minus 18% right there. I'm pretty jazzed. I'm pretty excited. I took a fucking shower. I've always struggled with hygiene, and I know that's like an embarrassing thing to say, but I'm trying. I give most of the details. Like there are some things that I'm still hiding, like my spirituality and one of my mental health issues, because I'm not sure how to talk about that yet. But I have always struggled with hygiene, but I've been brushing my teeth daily and I've been showering every other day. The only reason I don't shower every day is because if I get my hair wet, I have to wash it or else it's like straw. And you're not supposed to wash your hair every single day, because then you strip the natural oils and then you kill your hair, which is why my hair looks like this. Because I did shower a few days in a row. Can you not alfalfa to the side? Thank you. I'm pretty fucking excited. I am shocked at the amount of stuff I am capable of doing without YouTube weighing me down. And again, YouTube is not bad. I'm not saying YouTube is bad. I'm not saying social media is bad. I'm saying how I used it is bad. If I wasn't on YouTube, I was on my phone. Yeah, that's the morning segment of this, and I will be back in a second for you in about 8 hours for me, and I will give an update on the rest of the day, how it went. One thing I will say is I have not watched YouTube. I think I already said this, but I have not watched YouTube yet today. I've been listening to music. I've been listening to, I don't know how to pronounce this, Ursine Volpine. Pretty sure I butchered that. I don't know. I'm not Italian, because I like his music. And I've just been chilling. Like, I've been on my phone a bit this morning, and I do feel bad about that, because my partner was over here this morning, and I kept getting on my phone. To be fair, I was showing her some things, and I was Googling things that both of us wanted to know. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll be back in a second. Well, I'm back. The party went well. I made some notes on my phone so I wouldn't forget the stuff I wanted to talk about. Today went pretty well. I did have a headache. Turns out it is a migraine. It's just not one of the worst migraines I've ever had. So I didn't spark today. I didn't work today, but I was productive in other ways. I cleaned my house. Did just a few chores. I mentioned them earlier. I said I was going to do 4 things. I ended up doing more than that. And I did not turn YouTube on until about an hour and a half before I left for my mom's birthday. But I swept the floors, I washed dishes, I cleaned the toilet and the the bathroom sink. I took out the bathroom trash, I scooped the litter, I dusted, I think I already said that. I mounted the TP toilet paper roll holder in the bathroom because I've just been sitting it on my sink and it's been getting wet because the sink is fucking tiny. It's so cute. And I made my bed, which I never do, and I folded the living room blankets and put them away neatly. I did all of that, and I mostly just relaxed until Mom's birthday party, and the gift I gave her she loved, which made me really happy. I did have some heart issues, I guess because it's like a sinus headache, sinus migraine. And when my sinuses act up, my heart acts up more than usual. I do have palpitations, and I have borderline high blood pressure, but I also have orthostatic hypotension, which is essentially POTS. kind of, but it's not postural orthostatic hypertension, I think is what POTS stands for. I don't get the difference, but I didn't go to school for it. My blood pressure drops whenever I fucking move. So I had some heart issues earlier, but I'm good. My head is killing me right now, though. I've taken Excedrin twice today, ibuprofen twice today, and it's not touching it. It was touching it earlier, and it's not touching it now. Yeah, so a pretty productive day. Monday I had therapy, which I think I mentioned in the 3-day update, because I think that was Monday, or maybe that was Tuesday. I don't know. Anyways, so I had therapy, and my therapist agreed that it could possibly be hypomania. What was happening then could have been hypomania, which is not the same as mania, manic episode. It's not the same as a manic episode. It's a hypomanic episode, which means I'm feeling better, but I'm still aware of my limits from what I remember what she told me. It's not like I believe that I can fly, which that is a very extreme example of manic mood swings. I do have a nagging voice in my head. I've always had a nagging voice in my head that tells me that what I'm doing is not good enough. Like, all of this stuff, like, it's normal. Like, you could be watching me being like, I do this shit every day, why are you celebrating it? It's like quitting a drug. I literally was quitting the drug of 24-hour YouTube consumption. So I'm able to function normally, like I should have always been doing, but I couldn't. And I'm not, like, blaming YouTube, I am blaming myself for the way I used YouTube, but blaming myself and going, well, this is normal, doesn't help. Like, yes, it's normal, and I am so ecstatic to feel normal. That is something I have begged God for years, is to make me a normal human being. And all I had to do was turn off fucking YouTube. Another thing I noticed is my generalized anxiety is a lot quieter. Like, it's still there. Like, I have health anxiety and social anxiety and generalized anxiety. The generalized anxiety is still there, but it's not as bad. Like, before, every night when I went to bed, I would almost have a panic attack. Now, I've been going to bed without YouTube or music on, and I just fall right asleep within like 30 minutes to an hour. I do have insomnia, so I can't fall asleep like normal people within 10 minutes. So I'm still laying there. I daydream before bed to keep my brain occupied on one thing instead of everything, which is what I used YouTube for. I would watch YouTube until I fell asleep, but then it would take me like 3 hours to fall asleep. But anyways, the social anxiety is still pretty high because that's just not the same as generalized anxiety. It's social anxiety. People scare me. And I am on a side quest to quit vaping before my 30th birthday, which is in about 9 months. And I'm going to taper down from 50 milligrams to 0, to just nothing. I'm going to quit. I've already got a plan in place for that. I use disposable ones with, like, not refillable, but you can buy new pods and stuff. So I'm going to buy one more pod at 50 milligrams, and then I'm going to go down to 3%. This is 5%, so go down to 3% or 2.5%. So 30 or 25 milligrams, and then I'll just taper down from there. Eventually I'll have to get an actual mod to get down. I think it's 15 milligrams and below, or maybe it's 12 milligrams and below. You have to have an actual mod and buy, like, juice bottles. So eventually I plan to, by my 30th birthday, to quit nicotine once and for all. This is probably my 7th or 8th time quitting, and it's a lot harder than the first time. The first time I just cold turkey. It had a bad flu for a week and then I was fine. This time, because I quit and restarted and quit and restarted and quit and restarted, and like within a year, it's so much worse. But yeah. Anyways, I had a fantastic day. I watched YouTube for like an hour and a half today, but it wasn't the first thing I did. Also, while I was at my mom's birthday party, my grandfather gave me some birthday gifts that hadn't come in yet for my birthday, which was 2 months ago now. So he gave me an Edgar Allan Poe book, which I don't know if you can see it, but right there and there I have 2 collections. That's the complete collection of his works. That's a smaller collection, and now I have an even smaller collection of his, like, best works. And I have a gigantic word search puzzle Edgar Allan Poe book. So now my brain has a morning activity. I still can't read. I can't focus enough to read. I know how to read. I came out wrong. I know how to read, but I can't focus enough to read. But I'm hoping that, in the mornings, instead of doing YouTube, I can do a couple word searches, and maybe it'll reteach my brain to look for words and to read words. And then I can start reading books again, because I have the entire Maximum Ride series. Is it 9 books? I think it's 9 books. I have The Hobbit there somewhere. I have The 11th Plague. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the fairy tale manga. I have a lot of books. I have some more down there, and I have some more out there in a box, but I have nowhere to put them. So I have plenty of books. But yeah, I'm feeling great. If you're struggling specifically with like social media addiction, I would say don't cold turkey it, but I would say set some rules for yourself, whatever works for you in your life, to lessen it and lessen the impact it has on you. I'm not going to say the generic get outside, touch grass, I'm not going to say that. Like, some people actually can't do that, Other people have actual jobs. Like, technically, my job is an actual job, but I don't have like a set time each day that I have to go to work. I can work whenever the fuck I want, and I know not everyone can do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say challenge you, but if you feel like social media is having an impact, a negative impact on your life, I would try to like implement some rules that you make for you in your life that could possibly help. And yeah, so day 7 complete. I'm calling it a detox, even though I guess technically lessening it is detoxifying my brainicle from 24-hour YouTube consumption. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. Goodbye.